Piano. And I must say, my show.
Almost $300 million.
So the show has come to stay. Mummy na yesu. Na yen chichire wo man. Na wonsom oni nipa.
E daddy e Ghana for dia. Enye BP dia. Enye NDC dia. Enye obi bia dia.
Pesa kufa. Because what to niamam na affecting all this. Full prices na what they buy.
Ya ahwehwe NDC poka be kwa for Ghana card akodi ndani bi kama nasa.
Mene wo kata ya ye Ye no nyante ya te de e kina titi pa se kina NDC for wo be kwa for daddy bi wo be kai. Me na make a draw.
Mo pese mo hwe susu a mo ko Facebook na Instagram na YouTube na Twitch na News TV Anchor FM
Yechia Ghana Food. My show is your show because a Ghana entity and a show that will be my show. And that will be the
NDC eba ne se na ode wudi no kro na wo mo twa ho ehia no krono ene akete keta se hye ene proye me bisamo enterprise insurance enterprise insurance mo je SIC adwuma nyina mo gu Ghana adwuma na mo kwa ma yeye na Ghana adwuma na yeye nyina ye de ano engu na mo kwa mo nyeye esa mo kwa mabusuafo ena mo yeye ye ma oman ejimifo emmoa adan Yegu SIC, ye pemusu modjuma nkoso, but ye mpese ye begu aban ye djuma. Ni amu ye mpenyifo amu ye ntino. Me nua ba masam ye wuku a ankodi no kre. Se si ono nso loto djuma na de na kwesi ya no. Me ba ye loto djuma fi me nkwala brem. Ono so ni aye. Mo no mama no 2 minutes no ye. Ese openyi a yade ni sika dwada nka no ye kan na nkarefo a o ka hu bi. Eti mama me nua no so akodwa na nka. Me nua no da chanke so to be the president. Enso sa asem na wakoye ni nti. Ate ne max. Lotto na ye bo lotto numbers no. Efiri teacher oduma nkoma bo ade bo ade odihie wo odihie desie no. Ne ye ka lotto asem a ye de fa online radio any TV so. Eba ne san ene wagye ne nyina fi GBC nsem. Anka GB mpo ese baby a wo de kono so ho so me nua be ma dia. O say kwa me despite ye me nua. Me ne tena se ne ye to nsa didie. Wo gu aban adwuma. E dia bra anko adwuma. Efise enkrofo achichim nkrofo nsa se ma SIC adwuma nyina ama enterprise insurance Ghana enye yi masa mesraw wo de minimu sa wo information edana na do ka se wo mo pese obufu misika no wo mo ntumi en serve wona ban mu no wo wa boma me
yo etiefo eni ahwefo a wo hwe afiri chichiri benche yamamo adwo emama akwaba edeba MyShow NDC our dwumadie so said the munim no MyShow dwumadie enam today Ghana News TV so from so no mode dwumadie ebreye na obenyaye ewo amansan tentan kese so ewo YouTube yawo hono Facebook Instagram Twitch obetmanya wo satellite afei paso so obetma hwe anaso betie o podcast so on Anchor FM/podcast Bendestress today's Ghana News TV. Yadamase enanwumre se mokan ho. Eye sima baako ene baako ene fa eda yenimu yi. Yade betwendwene Ghana yedie ho. Se de bia meka no NDC yigina ho ema oman chichireye. Se Ghana ebeye yie. Se Ghana enye yie a yigina me no so. Enu ntina NDC afato ye ho so se abanya wotisui dwumadia odia ekoyie bebo na baso de odia enkoyie e betwena dwen seso ne a kyerɛ sɛ yi opani omani nyina ye dia e kwan a wode omani fa so no na kwan a wode we fa so no enye kwan pa de sɛ otie na so pamu a aboa ama oman Ghana a ye nyina yakoma da so no abɛyɛ krabɛhwɛ yesre wabɛdwen dwumadia yi so a said the podcast we can no, you like it and then you share it for people to see and watch and listen to us. Into wadaroma woso ma obi wante MyShow NDC our dwumadie inka no ono so ntat maka bi no so timi ahwe bi because ne ensem a ye be boro so ne no eye ensem a ano dene eye nsem a se yanka hwan ene beka na neme wo special guest eye me senior comrade bi ewo dwumadie so a ono de ye friend Mr. One Touch o de asembe ma o pepe se de ewo so de ma wo enum ena make sure se no wan hwe dwumadie ya na wa ye wo ho timisrawo hwafoforo ben share our Facebook page, our Instagram page, our Twitter page. Na afoforo enyaye enhwe. Ena ye wo topics mienu a ye ba be discussing. Ana ye bedwendwene ho. Eye monimusem se eye NPP na na Akufo-Addo na ban ba ye wo de to no ho so se eye some financial institutions according to omu se omudwumadie enkoye ntino aban no ede ninsa atom hyehyɛ so ama gugu banks bebree nti say the banking sector cleanup ye busa wo se na eye kwan a oban ne de eye Ghana for banks e fa so no na eye kwan papa ana se sebi o mpanyina nim wa nyin hu mpre no eno ne ye first topic etoso mienu yate men's gold number 1 men's gold number 1 eda no ne beti se eye ye maame oba panyini maame ti wado dankwa abeka se men's gold asemi die ase yoko enhye ni nyina so bia metuma fa so edi akobo ye nuano kwan edu nti ye busa se sa men gold asemi nim na mo na asemi e buy free chese bre si ene sa tam besi sa bre no ye maame tiwa ado dankwa Ghana for ye betumi agene di sa maame yoko woda no yi na asema wo kan ye nyintu ana se ye mon watra san semi na ene ye betwentwe ho na ansa na me introduce me guest no me wo ensem ba ko ni mienu bia me pese me so me kire madwen because me so me o man bapa e wo se ade bi koso na se enya e wo se me so me madwen kire eba de din kan mate enam enframamu se aban ne se eye YEA se obefa SHS enkwada ana nkwada mo wi SHS nipa be 5,000 normal do mo wura health sector no makoboa makoye assistant to nurses and aso makoboa e wo health sector meti ase medina metanse dwene hu din na mebusa ase eye nokre anase nye nokre ifiti ase me fa na se enye nokre na enso so hu se wayi aba abi defend sa asemi enum na mebusa se aban no omo a sebi omo nursing training community nursing midwifery omo pass it out omo ye qualified to practice the profession aban na timi afasafo nyina na NJP ni yete se a nurse fo bo mo wie nursing training beye mfie mienu se atwam omo tifi omo nya adwuma de sebi o se aban eya aban a wa padaye na se wodwene Ghana ma ho a enka nye de wodi ka ko school awie ane ye fa na adwuma. Moreover, in the health sector very sensitive because I nipa enkwa ena ye koye ho adwuma. So in the health sector there's no room for error because uye mistake ba ko a what can be this year? Tie busa say adwen pop ben and the tie sa nhihye aban episode de fa waye so e de ben so me kwa madwen mu de mesre na na Kufuado he president of the republic say nhihye we enye nhihye pa on twensan na obi fa na dwuma anas wo bi wie nursing trainer mu tifie aban ye srew fa wo mu na omo ko practice omo profession and when I busa say sa ban ye se tintintiniti sa no wo kona na Ghana fo yem busa na na Kufuado na ban say NAPCO trainees ekosi sen because ye fan kro akra na we SHS e bi akra o potential say obeko university training college polytechnic and say obeto aso obako su adwuma na daache ono ankasa ehun say okay this is my profession abine this program wana scheme we ebe entice sa mofrey se ba se program be ba so mpo a intakwa no USS no wentimi anto so biem ye de na ko hye health sector so onko boa nursing nurse ni no mfa nya na adwuma be na sa SHS ni okwa akoye na se abofra no ekohye ho afeba ko mfie mienu echi na aba abeka se oh program e de ba ye no aba wiye nti no mo ayefa mu nyina yeyi modi mu nyamo san kofi takwane ekofie no okọ akoto ne sukuru so anaasɛ ɔkɔ akɔtoa ne nursing kakra no kɔsuaeɛ no anaa practicals ɔkɔyɛ no ɔkɔ akɔtoa so. Are we not jeopardizing the future of our youth? No kreni nyame anim ni misusu sɛ saa nhyehyɛe wei deɛ ɛnyɛ nhyehyɛe pa nti aban yɛsrɛw hwɛ san. Because so far since 2016 Nana Akufo-Addo and Nana Befa Benway, there hasn't been a single policy back for the youth is sustainable. Nako omo bon chenchenche say nuani and so here and then Nako for echo demonstration because the allowances hasn't been paid for the past months. Efunufombo grita omo a yedomo hya ase mpo no mu hu de omo kwei na ne wa wo ba so enti mesrɛ wo Nana Akufo-Addo wada roma akurase maka enso menwe mesrɛ wo hwesan. Because menyini say the MPP government has any proper exit plan for this SHS graduate recruit into the health sector. So at the end of the day, after 2 years, 3 years, this person is going to come in to be an unemployed person, having no qualification or whatsoever, because sa touch no kwakoye yan komano any qualification bia to we or him fa no kwakopa adwuma je ben exit plan be na ba na hye e de ato e de masafo no the saban no obi a sa exit plan no onfa moa na kofo yi yesi bi da wonu mu ana tutu bia eben enene masemo a edikan de to so mienu a ba me nkan bi ennem so pese me ka bi eye owura Akufo dampare IGP aban appointed no Ghana fo bebre eso no so wo gidie woni mu na nansan report about say Ghana Police Service and the most corrupt institution in Ghana. IGP say omuni yakum wonte ase na ka be me de say IGP be argue wonte ase because the police is not corrupt or hasn't been corrupt. And now say oba be ka kire say no connect first but Ghana police are corrupt but me ba ye die ye de hye ato akwemu a all the corrupt servicemen omumu nyina no ye yi omu afri ho no mo enti no yem pene so say de bia edin e ba be di kan. His argument was that yes, he agrees Ghana police is corrupt, but they aren't the most corrupt institution. Then I ask myself, wow, why should the IGP say that? Because SNK or my beer Kapapa also can resign because police service okra na ye ko say oye won hwehwe ye say obi a oye corrupt mobile sanitize system no what you say na obi a oye corrupt they say oni say police no yes straight upright inti morally upright inti say nipa no so police so nsa wonja no so ka mokra na mo poa me fight corruption. So if you are coming to defend, say you aren't the most corrupt institution, what do you want to tell us? You want us to believe that there isn't any hope for Ghana as far as corruption fight or the fight against corruption is concerned? Now, say video go viral. Just I don't know whether a corporal or somebody was challenging an officer higher than him, and I didn't know why there were this argument. But what we saw on the social media was that a policeman was actually telling his senior officer, say the senior officer don't mean instructing him. No, no, catch a penny in the say, oh, penny no one tiasia, she ame wo me district. Wow, who born dog? Say an institution like Ghana Police, with their motto, service with integrity. I say the security services in the when you share krano and you respect of hierarchy. These are all parts of the things Ghanaians sees every day. Our Ghana focus say the police service is the most corrupt institution in Ghana. And of course, I will also say so, because an ordinary Ghanaian, so when you are someone who need to do so, there's some police station. Because when you say, or the police station, there isn't going to be any fair justice and justice for him or her. And Mr. IGP say, "Oh, been in the coin, and yes, CDD for research and non beku. So, who been in the coin, and yet Ghana for and there was no beku. Who been in the coin, an institutional down, and there was a what demonstration. Oh, my Ghana for who say, what ba sanitizing the administration or the service, because there are a lot of corrupt elements in the Ghana Police Service." It's Mr. Company, ready? Babu boom. At here for any other for when in send me no na a dama come some person can be because Miss me again any. Before I introduce my guest, me pese you better commercial break. Aba you commercial break bar. I introduce my guest now for ye de ene twumadi no ahyehye so.
Dear member of the NDC party, as we are mobilizing towards elections in 2024, you can support this cause by paying your party dues or making a donation. Payments are now easier than ever. Using a smartphone or a computer, you can make payments online via www.ghanandc.com and click on Go to Dues Portal or www.ndcpayments.com. Select Click here to pay your dues. Type in your full name, your member ID, phone number, email, and the number of months you are making payments for. Then click on Make Payments. Choose your payment option, card or mobile money. Enter payment details and pay. Or simply dial *920*25# and follow the prompts. This platform can be used for all party payments. Kindly take note, you cannot file for nominations if you have outstanding dues payments. You can also pay your filing fee via the same process. Scan the QR code provided to pay dues and file for nominations. NDC, Eyezu,
Yo, yeah, that here for us say more train, yeah. Said the announcement in the call, NDC, yeah, mass registration. It's the membership card no akọ digital. It is stress NDC ma mo Ghana. Any amama who do so nyina yesra mo nko na mo register na mo nje new membership card electronic card no. Na yesra so say dues payment also very essential in the day-to-day running of the party. Dues kakra na yegye no one ye de eboa party no. Yesra say we a member, and yes, about the one say me NDC ni. You busa ho say 2022 what you would use in area, and what you would use not could do say. Are you a member in good standing? Yes, me appeal mamo say say ebesi sabri offer ho NDC ni na o branch na wo dues untua ya. Yes, say momo modern na untua na mfamwa the Great Akatamanso Party. Eyezu eyeza. Afeti for me guests me one ewo in the show yi so. Were a branch chairman of NDC German Chapter and a branch ewo Bielefeld. Nidin ede Senior Comrade Thomas Nutako. I salute you, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Senior Comrade, Akwaba, ewo MyShow, NDC, our Jumedi so.
Thank you very much, Comrade Alfred Kuyoli. It's my pleasure to be here this evening so that we can discuss issues about the bank closures, which started in 2017 and ended in 2018.
Thank you.
My tree is not the best, but I'll try a mixture of English and tree.
Thank you. And Comrade Nutako, we are chairman ewo Bielefeld branch. Ubuka kraka efa branch no. How is the state of your branch and how is NDC German chapter doing?
Thank you very much for asking. Yeah, what Bielefeld branch. We are one of the new branches who joined the Germany chapter, and we progressing. And then we work hand in hand with the Germany chapter executives, and then we also try and say if we have new ideas, we bring it on board, and other chapters follow, or we also copy and learn from other chapters. So far, so good. We are very dynamic. We've registered almost all our members for the new ID card. We are trying our possible best to be punctual in our dues payment to support the party in Accra and also here in Germany. So, and we have sister new groups like Frankfurt and Hanover who are also pushing a very good agenda. Lest we forget, the old branches are our branches. We are the new leaves on the branches. So anything we don't know, we ask the old branches for advice. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, sir. Now let's go straight to our first topic. The banking sector cleanup. Was it prudent or reckless?
Actually, it must happen because most of the banks at that time were just doing things wrong. First and foremost, there are two books to run with. Secondly, they couldn't meet the minimum deposits, capital requirements to run a bank. Some did not even meet the minimum capital requirements to run a savings society. It wasn't a bad idea to clean up the banking sector. But because there was no supervision, lack of vision, and then misuse by those banks of customers' monies, it should happen. But the way it was done was wrong. Because if you are pushing money into a deep hole, you stop. But when you stop, you ask, where did that money go? And that's what the government did not do. And some of the banks were not just closed because they were not performing. They were closed because of political agendas.
Can you give some specifics or examples?
Yeah, for instance, one comes straight to mind. A man standing trial today, Seydou Agongo, his Heritage Bank. Why was it closed? The reasons they gave was he was standing trial. He's not been convicted. He's just accused. So now, if he's set free, is the government going to give him back his bank or repay him? Dr. Dufour's bank, he has taken the government to court. The government has been losing all this time. So what are they going to do? Others, which were closed, like Unibank. Unibank was actually not a bank. It was a Susu organization. And these same people who closed the bank were those who were owing the bank. And if you owe a bank and you don't pay, and it's turned into a bad debt, and then you close it, and then write all those bad debts you have borrowed off, how do you expect the bank to function?
So was it an agenda from the government? Because you said, some of the banks didn't meet the minimum capital requirements.
Yes.
And for part of correction, there was Unibank and Unicredit. Okay, Unibank was a bank. A Unicredit was there as a credit institution.
Yes.
Are you trying to tell us that none of these banks could have been rescued by the central bank, the central government in terms of bailout? Or better still, because in these banks were Ghanaians, the indigenous Ghanaians working there. And Mohamed Makan, I don't have the figures, but then, for example, Unibank or UT Bank or GN Bank, who come work as Krabumwa, I guess there will be more than 20,000 or something. So, Sanko na Abanye Bank, ama Yomoko Tinefin, Kabane, yes, okay. Bank administration in yet, meet minimum requirements, no. So, Abanye were 25 million, the good banks are. Why didn't Abanye use that 25 million, no, as a loan to the banks so that they can meet their requirement to keep the Ghanaians in business or in active employment?
Thank you, Comrade Alfred. The Ghana government could have supported some of those banks with money, but not all. Unibank and Unicredit, GM Bank and GM Credit, they are all the same because they all started as credit lending societies. So as they grew, we're getting more people to invest in them. Then they thought they could open a bank. And that's where supervision from the Bank of Ghana was lacking because they were taking too much risk in the first place. They were taking too much risk. And if you take risk, and then they developed their own dubious accounting systems to trick the Bank of Ghana. Time in and time out, Bank of Ghana realized that things were not going well. Let's take Capital Bank. They pumped so much money to stabilize Capital Bank, but the board of directors, headed by a renowned pastor, went back, created their own companies, came back to the bank and took money, and they knew very well they were not going to pay. Some used it to build universities, and the MD formed another credit institution, took the money from Capital Bank, put it in there. So Capital Bank was every time in the red, but the money they took from Capital Bank in their other companies was generating money, making profit for them. While they go back to the central bank, we need more money. And when the money comes, they share it among themselves. And up to now, they've not paid. So if the government says these banks were using tricks, what has the government done up to now? The thing I know, they seize cars, some petty properties. But those who owe the banks a lot of money, nothing has been done to them. The only person facing trial today is the former MD of Capital Bank and I think 2 or 3 office people. But there are more involved, but some are untouchable, so we don't go there.
Meaning say in economics, and I say in macroeconomics, say entity, a limited liability entity, they said that the company is separated from its owners.
That's right.
So I know the genesis of, for example, UT Bank. When UT started as unique, what was it? The savings and loans, right?
Savings and
Unique
loan, right?
savings and loans or something like that, credit institution. See how a Ghanaian was able to nurture his business to this status of a bank. And they say, Ghana near to my I build it on the systems. At me, I raise it no a bank. They say, I do the books. Far again. And ka aban no enti make us okay a limited liability company. Hey, mpanyinfo board of directors you are fired. Then the government will take over with some key members of banking and financial service no matter take over bank, because don't forget say bank no was a brand. Okay, they built their brands. All of these banks had their own brands, and as a marketer, a brand, the equity of their brand was on the higher side. So brand no honomo. The only thing was administrative. In the carbino, eight my brands ni jina ho, UT bank wo honomo, uni bank wo ho, GN wo honomo. Let's say a bank take you over. Now buying oversee say, okay, within the next 3, 4, 5 years, let us take key interests of these banks. We take over the management of these banks to make sure we sustain the banks. I mean, this could have helped than a banner and I've been say or collapse banks and our consolidating in one. So the question is, where are all the workers who are working in these banks? What has happened to them?
Well, most of the workers were made redundant, but some were kept in this consolidated bank the government created. But pointedly, we shouldn't put all the blame on the banks. The Bank of Ghana failed miserably in its supervisory role to check the banks if funds were kosher. Up to today, nobody, no director from the Bank of Ghana has been accused of negligence in his duties, because the Bank of Ghana supervises all these financial
Banks,
institutions. So if something was going wrong, there must be somebody sitting at the Bank of Ghana who should know that this is not kosher. Apart from that, negligence, they failed. And it surprises me that with all the measures they've put in place today, there are some people who are still crying for their monies. If the government of Ghana says we are investing 21 billion to clear all this bank mess, they are putting the problems we have today with the CD running to
now it is 10 to almost 10.3 or something like that.
10 Ghana to €1 or more, then there must be something wrong somewhere. And where does it start from? From the Bank of Ghana. Had they checked and did their work right, we could have had banks crashing because they were actually not banks. They were just loans and savings credit. Let's say they were credit unions giving people money. And then Ghanaians were enticed to come and take money without security, without surety, nothing. And then, for instance, you go take money, they'll tell you the interest rate is 20%. You know very well you are not going to pay. You say, okay, give it to me. That's what happened. And then, if the government was serious in fulfilling its obligations, paying the people who have worked for the government. Most of the banks will not have closed. I am a contractor. I've got a government contract. I do my homework. I check my profit margin, include bribes I'm going to pay. And then at the end, I know this is my profit. Good. I take my business plan to my bank. I said, okay, give me money. I've got a contract from the government of Ghana, not from an individual, from the government of Ghana. The bank will say, okay, I'll give you the money. If you do your job and the government pays you, I will also make money, because that's what banks are there for, to make money for their shareholders and sometimes give bonuses to their workers. Good. These contractors have not been paid by their government. They owe the banks. And now you, the same government, you've not paid the people to pay the banks, and you, the government itself, owns these banks. You've borrowed money you have not paid. Teachers, workers, due to the small pension they get at the end of service, they don't get every 4 years end of service benefits like at 71 holders. So they put their money in a trust fund and then give it to investment banks to invest, so that it will generate more income. At least their pensions will go up. All this crashed, and up to now, people are crying. Their children, wives are sick, and the government tells us we invested 21 billion. Where did that money go? When you say you paid all people who have saved in the banks, and there are still people complaining that they've not been paid. I watched a video of a gentleman in Kumasi. He used to be a worker for Parkway Sindum, and he also invested in it, because if you are working and you know your product is good, you use it as well.
Of course, yeah.
Good. And now he was at the town hall meeting recently crying that he has not been paid. His children are in the house. You understand? But how should it happen that way? The program was a good program, but the implementation was zero.
Were there some malice in the implementation of the program? Because I have some 2 questions for you in respect of these banking sector cleanup exercise. But before then, I want us to watch this video. Then I'll ask my question. Okay. Producer, can you play me our former President John Mahama interview or a video about the conflict of interest?
By the time we left office in 2016, I'll tell you this, most Ghanaians don't know, we financed the budget from our own revenues. We didn't borrow 1 cedi from the central bank. The first time in Ghana's history. Everything that we financed the budget with in 2016, we did 0 central bank financing. This had put the economy on a platform where, I mean, if the incoming administration and Nado's administration had taken over with the additional oil revenues and things, we would have just continued fiscal consolidation with growth, and you would have felt the prosperity within the system. Instead, they jettisoned everything and decided to go on their own track. This finance minister, you know what he's interested in? All he's interested in is going on the bond market and borrowing money, because he benefits from it indirectly. His company is at the bottom of borrowing all these Euro bonds. He's borrowed $9 billion from the bond market in 4 years. And every bond he floats, Data Bank makes money out of it through proxies and other things, you know. And so this is clearly conflict of interest. The president knows about this, you know, and that's why he says, I'm too old to be corrupt. I'm not going to steal your money, because he knew his relatives would steal the money for him. And that's exactly what's happening. You know, he can go to a plush retirement because of Oyata and Gabi, and everybody will look after him. Mamti and Co would all look after him, you know. And so, yes, we have a broken economy, but it's time for the person who broke it to leave so that somebody can come and fix it.
Did I say, Mr. Producer? The chief for Memokaba Edema, my show, NDC Hour, today Ghana News TV. So, yeah, my name NDC Belefit Branch Chairman, Chairman Tom Nutako, and I'm Meneno and Enumre, Etia Jamua, Pensen, in Samoa, Abetramua, I ha Ghana, I man Ghana economy, ye Hunuso, the Farabai. Chairman, now my question is, Ohete boy, of course, a former president, he couldn't have said it any much better. As Semnan Waka, Ohe banks ye guguni in terms of brand equity. UT Bank, his brand equity, Unibank equity, Heritage Bank, Ohe sa banks ye, brand equity compare the data bank. Are you saying, say, and I say, a bank person can say, on a wide nature, I was saying, we feel say, data bank was more solid than all of these banks?
Comrade Alfred Clearly, there are some mistakes sometimes we make. Is that data bank? Hello?
Yeah, you're on air.
I'm not seeing myself. Okay, now. Data bank is not actually a bank. It's an investment bank. They use people's money. They look for money, and then they invest and make profit. Or recently, as people have been saying, they go negotiate for the they don't go. The government negotiates for bonds to sell, and then they are transactional advisors, and they collect a percentage. Recently, they said the deputy finance minister, he was nowhere to be seen. He was not known on this in the system. All of a sudden, he's one of the big players in Ghana. You see the point? What we are saying about the brands, Unique Credit and Heritage, Royal Bank, and the rest, they were Ghanaian banks, indigenous Ghanaian banks, trying to do their best. But some of them as well were crooks. To be frank, let's be frank, were crooks. They came in to make their money and get lost. Because they sin in Ghana, if you're a big man, you hardly go to jail. Do you understand? You hardly go, so they came to make, they've made their money. Some have been interviewed. Only one, to the best of my knowledge, is being tried since 2018 in a fast-track commercial court. Had it been a slow snail court, it would take about 30 years. In a fast-track commercial court, he's been tried, and they are trying to make deals. He should pay some and forget some. We don't do it that way. Then everybody knows if I steal 200 Ghana, I will come and beg. I will pay 20 Ghana. I'll give whoever 50 Ghana, and then I'll be set free. And that's what is going in Ghana. That's what is going in Ghana. Up to now, since 2018, you can't finish even one trial. And there are a lot of people who have cheated, who have stolen money from the banks they were supposed to supervise. They go and borrow money and refuse to pay because they know it will be written as bad debts. The government has put money in intermediate banker, Mitria. You see that point? Now they don't owe the banks because now the banks, be the bad debt, all belongs to the government. It's we, the taxpayer, who are feeling the brunt because the government can sell all the mansions, I said the mansions, the glass houses they have, it won't reach a quarter of the money being owed. And who owes the money? These same people in higher positions in Ghana. Because you and I can never go and collect $1 million loan from any bank in Ghana. But some got it. So our dilemma is how this sector reform was implemented and not why. It should have been implemented. Otherwise, the whole system was going to crash. But the way they went about it leaves was wondering how possible.
Thank you, Comrade Thomas. Probably this will be my last question on this topic. I also heard that the government of Ghana actually took loans from some of these banks. And as at the time, these banks were struggling to meet the minimum capital requirements. The government failed to pay the loans they have taken from the banks. And some of them are arguing that if the bank had paid, if the government had paid them, they would have been able to meet the minimum capital requirement. If this argument is true, don't you think the government wasn't fair to these banks?
Yeah, that's very true, because if you can watch, from 2017 to 2018, the Ghana government was the biggest debtor. It's even today is the biggest debtor. It owed every bank, but they couldn't pay the banks and the contractors because we were under IMF. So what did they do? Slowly, they were just following the IMF principle in order to get out quickly, and make Kinke and Awachi party. So when they got out of the IMF, it's just like you staying with your father in the house, and then you are going to secondary school.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be on your own, you can do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
So, Oforiatta now has gone to secondary school. He makes his party. Time to cash in. Eurobonds. President Mahama just said 9 billion in 4 years. Where is that money? Where is that money? All the infrastructure has been laid. President Mahama has put, especially in energy, structures in place that Ghana was producing excess power. Here in Germany, we are crying. They are telling us to bath once a week. Do you understand? Because of energy costs. President Mama laid all of us for you. It also made Ghana, our GDP, grow because the foundation has been laid. What did they do? Nothing. And now we are back in the mess. Had the government paid the people and the banks, things would have been better. But they do not want to pay, solidify what they are, fulfill the IMF conditions so that they can get out quicker and start stealing faster. That was what they did.
And start stealing faster. Wow. That is a fantastic submission, Thomas, Comrade Thomas. Yɛbɛtoa so no atiefoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ ebi send messages ne adeɛ. I think it's about making kind messages aba na yɛwie a a short commercial break to then continue with our second topic. Now it's time for me to read the messages. Yeah, message from Patience Darkun, watching you live from Hamburg, Germany. Thank you, Patience. Good evening. Oh, that is from Nimatu Adamu. Good evening. Watching you from Barcelona, Spain. More fire. This is from Ose Superior. Junior Napo in the making. They just want their votes. Sweet mother, Tete. Thank you, sweet mother. This is from Jasper Kujo Adama. Listen to reason, listen to facts, listen to men who have brains and love this country. The future of, sweet mother, any was say nurses are home without posting and they want to jeopardize SHS graduates. This is from Kuntenana. I'm watching you on YouTube from Warsaw, Poland. Nana Tafrimu, hello comrade, watching you watching on YouTube from Tatale, Northern Ghana. More fire. Yeah, Jasper, and he was saying Nana Akufo-Addo and the hashtag MPP government came to power preaching to fight corruption and protecting the public purse. What happened? So imagine, how can you clean the police service of corruption? Disgrace. Oh, disregard and disrespect of authority. That is from Jasper. Kweku Adi, watching you from Amsterdam, Holland. This from too fast. This from NDC Diaspora Union. Greetings, comrade. Watching you from Amsterdam, Holland. Let the fire burn them. I think Honorable Nutako is being frank with the banking saga. This is from Agba Lexuosi Gapo. Omar Dennis, well done, my comrade. Chairman is very pragmatic, and Chairman is a very pragmatic analysis. Kudos to my energetic Alfred. I seriously admire Honorable Nutako level of knowledge and on today's topic. From Gapo. And Mumuni Banda Sina, I salute you, comrade. And Kwame Richmond, watching with keen interest. Good job, my people. And this is from Jasper Kujo. Kenke and Wache Party indeed. Corruption is what? Another from Jasper, hashtag fix the country now. Yeah, I think the messages so far about and I'm boss we yesterday munkoso from messages any comment embra na program so no I think we join here my show NDC hour so and we stream live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and all other social media platforms. To aba na share video no na afoforo so enye bi ahwe. As a second topic so no, I would want us to go for a quick commercial break. Near the second topic no abeto so.
Dear member of the NDC party, as we are mobilizing towards elections in 2024, you can support this cause by paying your party dues or making a donation. Payments are now easier than ever. Using a smartphone or a computer, you can make payments online via www.ghanandc.com and click on Go to Dues Portal or www.ndcpayments.com. Select Click here to pay your dues. Type in your full name, your member ID, phone number, email, and the number of months you are making payments for. Then click on Make Payments. Choose your payment option, card or mobile money. Enter payment details and pay. Or simply dial *920*25# and follow the prompts. This platform can be used for all party payments. Kindly take note, you cannot file for nominations if you have outstanding dues payments. You can also pay your filing fee via the same process. Scan the QR code provided to pay dues and file for nominations. NDC, Eyezu,
Eyezu, Eyeza, the T4, the Mokwaba, Ediba My Show, NDC Hour, Jumedi so, and today Ghana News TV. So, my guest, Senior Comrade Tom Nutako, and I walk Jumedi so, yɛhwɛ sɛdeɛ Ghana aban MPP aban baayɛ the banking sector cleanup the aban yɛyɛ no na yɛ anase na nyɛ deɛ yɛyɛ na yɛ deɛ yɛyɛ na ɛnyɛ deɛ ɛwɔ sɛ nkɔɔ yɛ no waanyɛ ɛne ho so anso ɛde abrɛ yɛ yɛnɛ yɛ second topic yɛkɔ so ɛda no ɛna ɛyɛ yɛ maame Tiwa Ado Dankwa ɛyɛ Yoko boss ɛbɛka asɛm bi about number one and as a men's gold issue and was say Yoko can't prosecute number one and I say Yoko ain't sure the any nyina so bia munya asem nyina so pa bia nyina so betimi de number one akogina mmara no eno na ye busa say the twists and turns of number one's case should Mami Tiwa Ado Dankwa Yoko boss be trusted. Yeah, the question we by because yeah, Kaisa, yeah, Mami, once upon a time, she was the Director General of Ghana CID service, Ghana CID. Minkai Ebusian 4 year, Minkai a T 4 year, a bra, Takrade girls issue by yeah, Mami back to Namutu, a press conference, a catcher of Ghana mine, we as many as oh, me as CID director, you never be unclano war, or safe. Tebusia for Mokama command to Momo Rashi, Yadombe Bremo, and Chakra. This woman kept promising and promising. I feel we are no, and Klana Omamba. I feel on coming oh, or can sa because she wanted to just say something sweet for the parents so that Omum feel too bad. And I was like, how can a woman in her stature, a position I know will hold you as a director of CID, what me can say? And now, yeah, mammy, as I can be BBM after number one case, you know, and a year busa say, dear, why am in a tremuda? I nim, mammy, Yoko, what tea, obet my boy Ghana, I'm a Ghana, and your justice. A case study any number one case no any topica second topica ye babe discuss nti me guest chairman Thomas Nutako Akwa babiem.
Thank you.
Chairman,
Major also.
the topic second topic is what
I am at I don't know what follows. Commissioner of Police, Mrs. Tiwa Ado Dankwa. Ado Dankwa.
yeah, Ado Dankwa, yeah, correct.
This lady, we don't doubt her academic qualifications. She's a very, very good chartered accountant. But I don't know why every time they put her at the wrong place to make ill-guarded, irresponsible statements. First and foremost, you raised the Takrady girls issue. This woman came on Ghana TV and lied to the whole country in their face. Oh, Mumano, at the end of the day, we went to dig bones, skeletons. Let's carry on. At that same time, she was the CID director.
Yeah.
That was the same time. A+ came and said the two deputy chief of staff at the presidency were corrupt. What did she do? Unfortunately for her, A+ recorded her telephone. She wanted the thing to be discussed at home. If you are a CID director and there's a case before you, go through, and if investigations are made and those people are capable, you can take them to court and let a court deal with them. 2. Third, when Hobson Adoye staged this fake armed robbery on Sawa Bruni, who claimed I was not there. You and me were not there. That was a statement by Dr. Bawumia. What did she do? She said, oh, this is settled it underground. This is somebody we are paying to investigate, the highest investigative officer in the Ghana Police Service, who tries to solve everything on a personal note without involving law enforcement. Quickly, she was transferred, put somewhere else, later seconded to the presidency. All we know, she's not a EACO boss. Before her, there were EACO bosses. Number one has been arraigned before a court on 69 charges by lawyers, by the Attorney General Department, 69 charges, including fraud, money laundering, stealing. And you, as the EACO boss, will come and tell us today there's no statutes in our law book to throw at Namwa. I don't blame her. When Namwa was asked by the Bank of Ghana to stop stealing people's money, he ran to his lawyers. And can you believe me? Who his lawyers are?
Who are the lawyers of Namwan?
Akufo-Addo, Prempeh and Co. So, although the president is no more an active partner in that law firm, his name is still there. And if there's any dividend, windfall, he gets it because he's a founding partner.
Yeah, he's a name partner.
Founding partner. That's the same law firm. We have Addison. That's the same law firm. We have Member of Parliament for Achim South, Atachia. They are all working there. Atachia spends most of his time in court than in Parliament. So, if Tiwa can say to the Ghanaian populace today, we don't have any law in Ghana to charge Namwan with, I don't blame her. She's not a lawyer. Her predecessor was a lawyer. Let me check my facts. He said that was in February, January this year, they went to the High Court to freeze all Namwan's assets and auction them. The judge agreed, told them to come back. Just last month, they went again. The judge was sick. He was incapable. So, it has been adjourned. It will be adjourned till people lose interest. But if we are a serious nation, Namwan was not charged alone. He was charged with the sister and the wife. They used Ghana passports. Namwan, there was an Interpol alert on him that he was arrested and brought back. What about the sister and the wife, who are co-defendants? So the Ghana Police Service will tell us they don't know where they are, whilst they are using a Ghanaian passport. And we have embassies all over the place, and nobody knows where they are for all this time since Namwan was arrested. And so if our EACO boss says there are no laws to charge Namwan, then they should withdraw the case, release him, let him enjoy his life. Because what's the use of him reporting to the police every time when you don't have anything? Because then you are stomping on his human rights.
So, Chairman, do you smell a rat here?
A lot of rats. To be frank, a lot of rats. Because to the best of my knowledge, Namwan supported, financed the MPP government to come to power. We see all of them there. Nobody was able to check the source of his income. He didn't inherit any money. He started duping people from Kaswa. And the Bank of Ghana is at the same time to be blamed again. They could have shut down that Ponzi scheme in Engaf. They didn't do it. They did not do it because It was so appealing, appeasing. I think they were also putting their money in there. They were also putting in their money there.
But I think I thought that is why they actually shut Security and Exchange Commission shut him down, because when they realized he was operating illegally.
And how long was he operating before they got to know?
Yeah, that's also another question.
How long was he operating? How many times have they told him to stop and he didn't stop because he had friends in higher places? He had friends in higher places.
But Chairman, until the government or until Security and Exchange Commission came out publicly to say that Men's Gold or Number One is operating illegally, no customer had ever complained that Number One has duped him or something. So where is the evidence that he was operating Ponzi scheme?
It's just that a Ponzi scheme goes like this. Do you understand? Those who come first reap the benefit. Let's say you are 20 people. I'll say, okay, everybody should bring 100 euros. So if I'm the one, it's like a susu. Do you understand? So if you bring 100 euros, within 6 months, you get 500 euros. You understand? It's a susu scheme. So the first person gets their 500 euros. That means 5 people have paid for him. So before you can get yours, if they are number 5, then almost 20, 25 people have to pay in before you can get yours. So if new people don't join, it will collapse. Do you understand? It's a pyramid like this.
Yeah.
So if you're at the top, you jump off, and there are a lot down there. And before they come to the top, they have to bring in more investors. Then he's getting bigger, and he's taking his commission. Do you understand? So he'll tell you, bring this one, I'll give you this one. Bring this. And the time, no new members, because if you are stuck in the middle and nobody's joining, then you are not going to get your money. So what do? You go and look for more members to pay in that you can also get your money. And that was what couldn't happen. When the Bank of Ghana said, no, that's a scam, nobody was putting money in anymore, and the whole thing collapsed. That was when and where he should have been arrested, taken to court, and by this time, longer in jail. But this guy is sitting in Trasaco. The people he's cheated, when they go there, they send the police. This Mamiti was saying police to go and arrest the people he has duped. In which country do you think we are living in? Where you sent the police to protect a thief against those he has duped. It's a shame. It's a shame. And I challenge Mamitiwa to explain how her predecessor and the Attorney General could charge Number One with over 60 crimes committed, and she comes one day and say, we can't do anything. You and who can't do anything? If you can't do your job, get out. You and who can't do anything. Leave it for the lawyers. She's not a lawyer. Her predecessor was a lawyer. He went to court, wanted to auction some Number One's properties. All of a sudden, the judge is sick.
The fact that she isn't a lawyer doesn't warrant that she makes such statements, because I know the office she occupies is one of the highest offices in Ghana. If we are talking about financial crime fighting also. So until he came out, couldn't he have talked to her lawyers for an advice? Could it be that they did a caucus meeting, and then she actually came to publicize what they have decided behind the scenes with their lawyers and probably the government?
She is the boss. She has a team of lawyers working under her. She should have listened. I don't believe she listened to anybody. And if you listen to where she went to make that pronouncement, then you know where that thing is coming from. Do you understand? And this is the same Eco boss, you have been supported by the government. All of a sudden, Bank of Ghana wants to give her 10 million Ghana cedis to check and prosecute people in this same bank reshuffling zaga. All of a sudden, Bank of Ghana is giving EOCO money to make investigations because they've seen some loans which what type of us. So now Bank of Ghana has gone to EOCO to help investigate and pay EOCO 10 million. Where is the government? It's not a job of the Bank of Ghana to be paying investigative teams to work on our behalf. So why are they confusing issues all over? No, just because they know how she works. Her modus of operandi, when they are friends who are involved in milking our country through dubious bank loans, will be set free. Nothing will happen. They'll come and tell you, oh, we didn't see anything wrong with it. Get a few scapegoats, and that was the end of the story.
Yeah,
that's the end of the story.
Comrade Tom, I'm not a lawyer, and
I'm not either.
When it comes to law, I can't speak much. But then, when I read, or when you read, the reasons SEC, that is Security and Exchange Commission, used to close down Men's Gold, they quoted an act. That's Act 292. They said that according to this act, Men's Gold was operating without a valid license, and that goes against the Section 109 of Act 292, with consequences under Section 2016, subsection I. So if SEC could use this act and these sections, they could quote all this one to close down an entity. How then should such a powerful institution like EOCO will come out after how many years now? 3, 4, 5 years now, to say that the government or EOCO cannot prosecute the institution for any wrongdoing? So if we have no laws that can support our case, why then do we again jeopardize the ordinary Ghanaians' investment? Because our ordinary brothers and sisters put their monies there, and I know majority of them are victims now. So all the assets the government freezed, are the customers, have they gotten some sort of compensation or some sort of return on investment? What they invested, have they gotten it back? If not,
to the best of my knowledge so far, I think those he #1 is personally afraid of have got some of their monies. But to the I would say full soldiers who followed Men's Gold because they were foolish in the first place, they've got nothing. That's why they go there to demonstrate. Some have committed suicide because they want to borrow money to double money. But if I check here, the last time they went to court, that was on the 16th of July this year. Can you believe? On 21st February, because the government has been dragging its feet, 21st February of this year, the lawyers representing #1 went to court and told the judge to throw the case out because the government is not interested in prosecuting. They want to sell some of his property. I learned he went to sell some. I think his TV station, he has sold it. How can assets frozen be defrozen and sold? That's up to the police and the Attorney General. The Attorney General should wake up, because this is not a job of the special prosecutor. Do you understand? It's the job of EOCO and the Attorney General. And if they can't prosecute, or at least take #1 to court, he's in court. Let's deal with the court case. Stop the adjournments and postponements. How long should this take? How long should this case last? Another 6 years? Another 6 years?
So
at the end of the day, your city you invested in there has turned into toilet paper because it will be useless.
it will be useless,
Now,
correct?
if you maybe you change your dollars and invest in NAM1 expecting to get a dividend, now even if it pays you, you won't get anything. And if NAM1 actually did not commit any crime in Ghana, why was he every time rescheduling dates to repay his customers? If you have done something wrong, why do you accept to repay the people? And then Madam Tiwa will come and tell us there's no law in Ghana to deal with NAM1.
Can one be wrong by saying, say, this government, because Attorney General is another government, is working for the government, Yoko is working for the government, and these two institutions are actually failing to do what they are supposed to do? Okay, would someone be wrong by saying, say, there seems to be a syndicate between the government and some private individuals to go into certain venture? They know the tricks and crooks in it. So use this way, you can get this. When you reach this threshold, we'll come at you with this fake law, claiming that we are prosecuting you or we are harassing you or we are enforcing the law. But then, of course, you have already made the monies, and then all the deposits that you have had, it will be for us. Everybody will have his percentage. Obi be wrong, say obedwene sa adwene no say aban we this hedgumano, because and it doesn't make sense for all this while this thing should happen under the watch of this MPP government, and then at the end of the day, so Obi Kasa, what do you think?
The point in it is this: he didn't start his Ponzi scheme under the MPP, but it grew bigger under the MPP. And when warning signs were given, nobody, the Attorney General, no, the Finance Minister, zero. He was praying, making kinky party, whatnot. They didn't care. They waited for the Securities and Exchange Commission came in and said, stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. And when the news got to Ghanaians, even some were even supporting him. Why were they supporting him? Because their monies were locked up. If they don't support him, they are not going to get their money. Some say, oh, they are trying to stop his employing Ghanaians. They want to stop his business. They want to do all this. But at the same time, he was cheating you people, collecting your money. And everybody knew it was a scam. The government knew it was a scam. Attorney General knew, the IGP knew, they all knew it. But they sat, watched, and let it go on. Now, at long last, he was arrested. And he's on 1 billion cedis bail. 1 billion cedis bail. Can you believe that? 1 billion cedis bail. And Madam Tiwa will tell us, oh, there's no law in the country. So, if there's no law in the country to charge him and the government should win a case, why is he on a 1 billion cedi bail? She should ask herself and tell me. 1 billion cedi. And there are people languishing in jail who have been refused bail over the years. Gregory Afoko comes to mind.
Yeah.
His family could post a bail and they don't bring him to court. They are dragging. And how long should somebody stay in remand? Why is NAM1 not also in remand? Or NAM1 is better than Afoko? Now,
my last question.
Also come home and be reporting to the police once a month. We can't do that if we stole people's money and enjoying our Transaco, drinking champagne. What's the 10 minutes to report to the police and go back home?
Yeah. Thank you very much, Comrade Thomas. My last question, I want a very quick answer from you on this one. from all this brouhaha surrounding the number one case, do you anticipate Ghana paying a judgment debt in the years to come, as far as the banking sector cleanup exercise is concerned, or this number one case is concerned?
With the banking cleanup, I think when Seydou Agongo clears this case involving Cocoa Board, even if he's found guilty, that does not give the government the right to confiscate a functional and thriving business. We don't do it. If I hate you, you are not in my party, I will trump up charges, arrest you, put you in, give you bail, mess up your whole life for the next 3-4 years, take you to court here and there, even appoint the judge sitting on your case to the Supreme Court. He still wants to sit on that case. What is that in the case for him? A Supreme Court, Justice of the Supreme Court hasn't got better things to do interpreting the law than sitting on a corruption case. Dr. Dufour has won almost all his cases against the government. So the government will pay. But we all know how it ends. With their packed Supreme Court, they will choose the Supreme Court and then they will crash it. And then, if I'm Dr. Dufour, I'll sue them outside the country. I'll sue them outside the country. And with NAM1, the government cannot collect the money for the people, but they have to deal with NAM1 as a criminal and jail him. And if he has anything left, then it can be confiscated like what they are trying to do, and TY is saying no, sell it and share them. Because in any bankruptcy, you don't get what you invested.
Of course, yeah. Thank you very much, Comrade Thomas Nutako, the NDC chairman at the Bilifit branch. Thank you so much for your thoughtful, insightful, and thought-through submissions that you have made this evening. You have really enlightened our viewers and listeners. Kudos, Comrade. Before I come back to you for your final submissions, for us to close the curtains, I would like to read the last messages or the messages we've had so far so that we can bring the program to a close. Yes, this is from Desire Ali Bakar. If there's no law to prosecute NAM1, what was the basis for his arrest? That's the big question. Yeah, this is from Mila Toglo. Good one. Borrow money to double money. Uncle Tom, you are good. This is from Desire. Once again, congratulations, Tom and Alfred, for a good show. NDC is part of your output. Thank you, Honorable. This is from Jasper. Sir Tom Nutako is smelling lots of rats. You know where they are coming from? Ask Nana Akufo-Addo. Jasper, once again, NAM1 is the epitome of the state of affairs of our country. No law enforcement. You can steal and sell the whole country, Ghana, and they won't find a statute in our law books to prosecute you. It's a family and friends government. Omar Dennis, very proud of you guys. Yeah, Rosemont Salifu give us thumbs up. Yes, I think the time is far spent. I'll go back to my guest for his final submissions. And before I do that, I would wish to go for my last commercial break so that I take my final submission from my guests. Then we'll close the curtains.
Dear member of the NDC party, As we are mobilizing towards elections in 2024, you can support this cause by paying your party dues or making a donation. Payments are now easier than ever. Using a smartphone or a computer, you can make payments online via www.ghanandc.com and click on Go to Dues Portal or www.ndcpayments.com. Select Click here to pay your dues. Type in your full name, your member ID, phone number, email, and the number of months you are making payments for. Then click on Make Payments. Choose your payment option, card or mobile money. Enter payment details and pay. Or simply dial *920*25# and follow the prompts. This platform can be used for all party payments. Kindly take note, you cannot file for nominations if you have outstanding dues payments. You can also pay your filing fee via the same process. Scan the QR code provided to pay dues and file for nominations. NDC, ASU,
Thank you so much, Mr. Producer. And thank you so much to our cherished viewers and listeners. You are watching us live on MyShow, today's Ghana TV. This is the NDC Hour. The special guest, your chairman, Senior Comrade Thomas Nutako. Senior Comrade, I make it justice to your topics are your debate to a time and also so echo. We are far behind time. So I'll go back to my guest and then you are welcome back, Comrade Tom. Now, your final submissions in 1 minute.
To all our viewers today, we are all one NDC. Let unity prevail amongst us. Let's get together. We are not going to send the elephant to the nearest bush. We shall send the elephant to the farthest possible way. If possible, we transport them to India to go and do some hard work. I thank you all for giving me the opportunity to explain some few things to you. And I hope I will be back. Have a blessed day. God bless our NDC, ASU, ASA, and God bless our beloved country, Ghana. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Comrade Thomas. For any of for Yadamase, Semunya Bre, na Matnasi Atwain, a program, Yabisin Pepens Way, a year NDC Hour, I heard my show. Our Today Ghana News TV, so and Uhe, and net yet the Enejumedino, Abba every year. So there be our Wednesdays, you will have German time, 9 p.m., Ghana time, 7 p.m. every Wednesday. Yeba na yenemu abeche nsemo a ekoso ewo yema Ghana mu a yesoso yewo eho adwenkyere bi befa so aboa ama oman ne kyekere a yepese ye kyekere no akọ enkan na me ka kyere NDC ma ewo kyekere ne benche se de medical kan ye no eye registration a ye obi amfa ne hunjim na onko register untua odi zuzu abomo ne tua odius na mesre mo se de Tom Comrade Tom kan we timi no wa coming ene saa ne ntwitwa na yetwa no mesre mo moma yentwa so na yema yani na ho because this year yebekọ ye wura the elections say start year and 1 to BCC no it might not necessarily come within the end from NDC. We should know the kind of opposition or the enemies we have. I mean the NPP, so to say, they can plant people within. They can scheme up things for it to look like the NDC is actually doesn't see top the NDC is not well organized, or the NDC cannot even manage their own internal affairs, not so to say, to manage the economy. It's one of the propaganda schemes that they can scheme. So you mean in the house be a koso a party anymore. Now yada penny for so say na meda the regular host Peter Mensah ase pa say what the paboa ahye ebra swit anyway paboa ne muso pa paboa ne muso so adaroma tete kakra ode ma me ne coaching kakra ode ma me kakra me tutu kakra ya fini ja ye wiawia nka nya kakra na eboku kompe nti yenu Peter the da se bebre yenu Peter so air contest for your friend say Grassac presidency ewo Legon yes say graduate students any omo to abe ye bia no, please don't vote for somebody who will buy your conscience with money, but look at someone who can actually do what he says he can do. Comrade Peter, we are with you on this rescue mission. Definitely, victory will be ours. I salute you once again. Now, your chair, your general secretary, the Uru Esidun Ketia, the lawyer Sami Jemfi, your communication, your national communication officer, your chairman, Peter Uras Ufusampofo, Munina, the chairman. NDC German Chapter, Chairman Dake, and your general secretary, Secretary Jerome, the national chapter communication officer, yes, Pakujo, and all the NDC German chapter communication members. I salute you all, not forgetting my branch, Bielefeld. You are the best. Thank you, Yakramo.